This is 4 of 4 videos that we have put together to assist you in figuring out how to fill out your training plan online and what that looks like. And when you sign back into your application at the application site, you're going to be in a screen that looks like this in the employer info section, most likely. And then what you would do is you could just click to any of these sections. If you notice, we're going to come down here to the training plan section, just so we can be aware of where we left off and where we're beginning here. The last video showed how to enter each type of training, be it USDOL registered apprenticeship OJT training, the corresponding related technical instruction that goes with those USDOL registered apprenticeship trainings. Any on-the-job training, we have those parsed out by different titles. We have a local community college here providing classroom or customized training for a certificate of completion. And then we have a classroom or customized training by a private trainer instructor, and that's the GD&T training that you see here. So in this section, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start assigning folks to the different trainings that we've listed in the last video. And we're going to do that based on the training plan that we've already put together. So if you remember, we had another set of videos where we walked you through how to fill this training plan out. And so we're going to take these folks that this kind of is your master tracker, I guess I'd call it. And then we're going to assign all of these people and positions into the trainings that we have listed. So what we're going to do is we're going to move to the next screen just by saving and continuing. There are a couple of ways that you can put these employee trainees in. You can use this upload employee list, but I actually much prefer to do the employees one at a time. And then I can make sure that I've got everything checked off and in good order. We're going to start with current employees. So for this section, we're going to only do everything above this dark gray line. So these 5 workers will be put into, we're going to assign those into trainings. So let's start with Mr. Jones here. James Jones, making $15.50 an hour. He's going to be taking this GD&T training through Best Trainer. So we will minimize this and we will enter James Jones. Oops, we need to do it one step at a time here. James Jones, and I think he was at $15.50 an hour. I will verify that just again here. Yep, $15.50 an hour. And he is going to be taking the GD&T training. He is not an apprentice. And we're going to just hit add, and that adds him. We're getting some strange error messages here. We are in the test site, so I'm going to have you just ignore these. Just pretend that never happened. And if you come down here, you can see that we've assigned 1 existing employee to this Best Trainer. So we have 1 at $9.95. We're going to continue. And so the next people that we're going to assign, I'm going to actually go right down and do this GD&T row. And so Dennis King at $15.50 an hour is also going to be taking that same training. So we'll do it just the same way. We will do Dennis King, and we will go back and spell his name properly. And that was $15.50 an hour as well. He is not an apprentice, and he is taking GD&T. We're going to add. We're going to ignore and move on. This says here, now that we have 2 employees taking the GD&T training through Best Trainer LLC. We're going to go back to our training plan and verify that. Here's our Best Trainer LLC GD&T training. We have these 2 people and we're good to go. Next, we're going to move to the local community college, whatever the name of that one would be. We're taking Manufacturing 103 and we have 2 folks that are taking that. One is a production 1 worker. We're not sure which one is going to actually take it, but we know he's a production worker, and that's for $14 an hour. So minimize this, back up to the training. We're going to call this production 1. And that was $14 an hour, not an apprentice. And this person is going to be taking the Manufacturing 103 course, and we're going to add that employee. We're going to ignore this error message. And I do believe that is something that's unique to the testing site right now, but we're going to go on through. So if you see, come down here for Manufacturing 103, we have 1 current employee assigned. Same thing over again. We're going to assign this Assembly 2 worker for $16 an hour to the Manufacturing 103 training. We will roll back up here. Assembly 2, Assembly 2 for $16 an hour. Verify that real quick. Yes. And we're assigning to the manufacturing 103 class, add employee. Oh, we forgot something. So here it reminded us, not an apprentice, and adding that employee. And if we roll on down, we now have 2 assigned to GD&T, and we have 2 assigned to manufacturing 103. Verifying that on our training plan, 2 and 2. Perfect. Moving on, we're going to assign Mason Carter as an electrician apprentice. So making $12.50 an hour. We're going to go up here and we're going to Mason Carter and $12.50 an hour. He is an apprentice, and we are going to assign him to the electrician apprentice, which is the OJT piece, and the EL 102, which is the related technical instruction piece. And we're going to add him. We're going to ignore the error message. Again, I think that's something that's just unique to the testing site right now. And so now we have 2 and 2, and then Mason is taking both of these. And that is the completion of our top portion of our training plan here. We've entered all those trainees. Now we're going to move along to the new hires. Save and continue. Same thing, you can go ahead and add them this way with downloading a template and drag and drop that file, but I think this is a much more efficient way to do it because then you're checking them as you go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at our training plan and see what we've got going. So might be best to work left to right here. So we're going to go ahead in this first column. We have a person that is going to be taking this that we're going to hire. We don't know what their name is because they're not hired yet. We're going to hire an assembly worker at $15 an hour or thereabouts, and they're going to take this GD&T. That's what we're planning. So we will do this as assembly 1 and 1 position and $15 an hour, not an apprentice, and they're going to be taking GD&T. We will add this, and down here, when we come down to the GD&T, we have 1 person that's been new hire that's been assigned to this class. Okay, back up. We're going to check our training plan again. Moving over, nothing here, nothing here. We're going to get to this OJT, the on-the-job training for new hires. We're going to hire 4 production workers at $14 an hour for 160 hours each of training. So we will go ahead and put those in next. So this is production 1, 4 positions. I think that was $14 an hour. Just verify that to be sure. Yes, $14. And non-apprentice. And these people will be taking the production 1 training. Now, when we entered our trainings, we did a good thing by naming this production 1 so that we would be able to track those things, that they're the same production 1 in each section here. We're going to add those new hires. And when we look down here, we now have the 1 new hire taking GD&T, and then we have 4 new hires taking the production 1 160 hours OJT. Rolling back up, we're going to just continue on through our training plan. We have 1 additional new hire here, assembly 2, and that person is taking 200 hours of on-the-job training at $15.50 an hour. So we're going to get rid of that. And this was, check that name of that training, assembly 2. And 1 position, $15.50 an hour, not an apprentice, and assembly 2. Add the new hire. Rolling down, we're going to verify our work. We have 1 taking GD&T, that's a new hire. We have 4 taking the production 1 that are new hires, and 1 taking assembly 2 at 200 hours, that's a new hire. And verifying that, 1 for GD&T, 4 for 160 hours at production 1, and 1 for 200 hours at assembly 2. All we have left to do is our new hire apprentice electrician. We're going to minimize this. He's going to be at $14 an hour roughly. We are going to go with apprentice electrician and 1 of those, and that was $14 an hour. Yes, an apprentice. We're going to assign this individual to the EL 102, as specified on our training plan here, EL 102. And we're also going to assign them to the OJT portion. This is the related technical instruction. This is the on-the-job training portion. Apprentices require both types. So we have assigned that individual that is yet to be hired to those two things, adding the new hire. And now we have all of our new hire information in. 1 GD&T. We have 1 registered apprenticeship related technical instruction, 1 electrician apprentice. This is the on-the-job training piece, 4 new hire production 1 at 160, and 1 new hire assembly 2 at 200. Save and continue. This last part is going to kind of all wrap it up for you. And this is going to be the total cost of all training that has been entered on the training plan. The total amount of Going Pro Talent Fund program funds being requested is $17,875, which tracks exactly to the amount on your training plan. I do have some columns hidden here, but it's nothing that we're terribly missing out on. I just wanted to make you aware of it. So $17,875, $73,955 should be the total. There we go, $73,955. These two numbers, when we take them and subtract the one from the other, this is the excess training cost that will not be reimbursed by the award, $56,080. You then have some other options to enter in additional leveraged funds, which these are your employer contribution funds. We can claim projected wages of employees while in the Growing Pro Talent Fund training, and then a description of those wages. Any travel costs for folks that are attending Going Pro Talent Fund training, description of those costs, costs of new equipment. Those equipment costs would need to be amortized. So if you had a $450,000 machine that you purchased that people were going to be trained on, and that machine's shelf life, usage life would be about 10 years, you would divide the $450,000 by the 10, which would give you a $45,000 machine cost based on this year, and then a description of that machine, what it's called, what it does, that sort of thing, how it relates to proposed training. Any supportive services can go here, anything provided to employees in training, tuition reimbursement, daycare assistance, additional transportation, description of those funds, also any other. So anything that doesn't fall into any of the other categories, there are some examples listed there, descriptions of those funds. This is the total projected employer contribution amount. This is all of those totals totaled up into this 101,080 number, and then we can save and continue. And when we get to that portion, that basically is the end of what you're looking at for your portion of the application. I just clicked back on it and it was giving me an error message here, so save and continue. And then the next portion is all the Michigan work section, and we will fill this section out and it's attached to your application automatically once you submit. So this concludes our video walkthrough of the Going Pro Talent Fund online application. If you have further questions, I would recommend that you work with your business solutions rep and bring those questions and situations to them, and they will have lots of great advice and knowledge for you. And thank you for your time.